Okay, let's finish the bulletin talking about tax. Probably not everyone's favourite topic, but the Treasurer has concluded his three-day economic roundtable in Canberra with business leaders. Joining me now is Australian Chamber of Commerce Chief Exec Andrew McKellar. Good morning, great to see you. As I said, tax always a little bit of a prickly topic. What's your take on it all?
Well, thanks, Holly. Great to be with you. Look, it was, I think, a very intense 3 days. A lot of contributions, a lot of goodwill and effort from all of the participants, from a broad spectrum of inputs from the business community, trade unions, civil society, the public sector, private business people. So really, I think it's been a very worthwhile exercise. Tax wasn't the only focus, a lot yesterday on that. But, I think what we saw last night from the Treasurer was a good summary. The fact is the government, I think we are seeing, is developing an ambitious agenda for reform that will boost the economy, boost productivity, and provide a lot of opportunities if they can go forward with some of those very practical things around regulation, red tape in the construction sector, things like environmental regulation, the impact on major projects, freeing up our border, making that operate more seamlessly. Some work on tax to be done. And the Treasurer outlined the emphasis there around, intergenerational questions. So, how do we ensure that the tax system provides a fair go for all Australians, particularly for younger Australians, gives them the opportunity to get the foot on the first rung of the ladder and move up, but also to encourage business investment, capital deepening, and that drives productivity. So more work to be done in that space, but I think a really great start over the past 3 days.
A lot of focus too, of course, on government spending and why our taxes are so high. Of course, you mentioned there Chalmers has ruled out a formal tax review, but he's looking at a restructure, exactly what that will look like, detail yet to come. But I just want to pick up on a point you made there about Jim Chalmers speaking about giving people a fair go. Working people particularly spoke about intergenerational equity, finding an affordable way to incentivise business investment. But Andrew, business investment has been declining rapidly for years. That's not unknown, that's a known fact. And the reality is that chief execs are often moving their money out of Australia, right?
Well, look, this was talked about quite a lot, so we can't take for granted. I mean, we have many great competitive advantages in this country, and there are many reasons for major global businesses to invest in Australia, but we've got a lot of competition, and I think the point that came out time and time again is we can't take for granted those natural advantages. Things have got tougher. We have to look to our own offer to the world, and we have to make sure that it's up to date and the best it can be. So tax is an important part of that. So are a lot of other things. There was an observation it has got harder to do business in Australia over a period of time, and red tape is another part of that. Things like the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act, it's not achieving its aims. So, look, I think it is an important part of the equation. There are a number of steps that come out of the meeting over the last 3 days that will go towards addressing that down the track, and as part of this discussion, we've got to get stronger business investment, and particularly in the non-mining sector, the performance has been weak over a long period of time.
It needs to be, more attractive for business to stay here and for the wealthy to keep their money here. Andrew, I could keep speaking to you for a little bit longer, but we've run out of time. I'm sorry. Thank you as always. Great to see you.
Great. Thanks very much.